Huh. So where does one look for a wayward Mautellus?
It'd have to be a place suitable as a vessel for one of the 5 lords, a clean and pure shrine, or a vast natural landscape with no malevolence.
Then a shrine of trials certainly sounds plausible.
The shepherd disappeared for months. Turned out, he was on the lam.
Poor Lila. We probably drive her up the wall.
I'm sorry.
Seriously, it's okay.
We've basically figured out the terms of your oath anyway.
Time to sing the Rat Pig song. Rat pig, with ears so sweet.
Oh, you mean when we talk about Mautellus?
Rat pig, such tasty meat.
Leave her alone. This is wrong in so many ways.
We're not accusing you of hiding anything. Honest.
That's right. And I can use the flames of purification, thanks to you.
We'll find out for ourselves anything we truly wish to know.
Thank you for understanding.
Pathetic. You'd let anyone pull the wool over your eyes, wouldn't you, Shepherd?
You took the oath too, Dezel?
Why would... Oh, damn it.
Something tells me Alicia actually wishes she could go with us, deep down.
Huh?
Just a vibe I got. Hey, Alicia used to be your squire, right? Why did she leave?
Well, I wouldn't say she left. She just had her own goals, and...
I think she did want to go with us, but her resonance just wasn't quite up to snuff.
The backlash was damaging Saray.
He was losing his sight.
Oh dear. So that's why... Wait a minute, what about now? You're not hiding anything from me, are you?
Not at all, I swear.
Your resonance is powerful enough to enact armatization. It's right on par with the shepherd's.
Is it really? I guess I'd better be grateful for my resonance.
Grateful, huh?
Alicia's cleared of suspicion, right?
You mean the suspicion that she was communicating secretly with the Roland's Empire?
Yeah. I heard that she got arrested for that.
It was probably just a false accusation to lure you into war.
Yeah, and we kept our promise. They have no reason to keep her detained.
I hope you're right.
But the situation is different than before.
Huh?
I'd imagine so. There was that clash with the Roland's Empire, you know?
So if she'd seek peace with them in this situation...
It would only make things worse for her.
Too bad she's not the type to just sit patiently in times like this.
Alicia is part of the royal family. The Chancellor shouldn't be able to do anything so brazen.
I sure hope so.
Hey, you think Azura is really a Hellion?
Yes. I can feel its malevolence and domain.
Why? Do you think it's a fake or something?
Well, I mean, isn't it kind of strange? Why would they let a dangerous Hellion like that roam around freely?
Why would a Protector Seraph just leave it be?
Yeah, they're supposed to be powerful, high-ranked Seraphim, right?
It probably has to do with the trial. Protector Seraphim are given special tasks.
Sounds like a pretty convenient excuse.
Yeah.
I can't say that it isn't.
You don't have to put it that way.
You should know, too. Seraphim aren't exactly models of virtue.
They're not exactly heroes of justice either.
Well, that's...
Sold! You two sure sound so convincing when you team up.
As long as you got the gist.
Yep. If that's the trial, I'm up for it.
How could Maltran do this?
There are Hellions in the Roland's imperial family. It isn't all that strange to imagine Hellions amongst the Knights of Highland as well.
A hero in war is a Hellion in life, goes the theory. I guess we have more evidence for that now.
But who would agree with the thoughts of the Lord of Calamity?
It isn't really as strange as you make it sound. Azura himself was a shepherd, as you know.
And he thought the same way.
In order to save the people and to begin anew, he would destroy everything. It's a pitfall that can trap all humans who let malevolence get the best of them.
Yes.
How am I gonna break it to Alicia?
Does she really need to know?
It might be worse for her not to find out at this point.
But Maltran said she no longer had any use for Alicia.
I suppose we ought to believe her. It wouldn't make sense for her to reveal her true self to us otherwise.
Seems to me the biggest issue is she'd been Alicia's rock through all this chaos, right?
Good point. If Alicia finds that out, not only has she lost her one pillar of support, but that pillar's been using her the entire time. she could fall apart.
That might be exactly what Maltran wants.
She's probably thinking she can get the war rolling for good by crushing Alicia's spirit.
What should I do? It looked terrifying, but I've never seen a Hellion so timid.
That's to be expected.
The Minotauros is a manifestation of the collective emotions of those who have been tortured and abused. This accounts for the anger it displays in all situations.
So, like, it rages at people to avoid the feeling of being raged at?
A case of misplaced anger, huh?
Wouldn't kill it to do a little reflection. The Minotauros was born from the spirits of children. Hard to wrap my head around it.
What could those kids have been doing in a place like this?
Ever since the Age of Chaos began, more and more Hellions have been pitiable types like that one.
You don't say. They must have been children whose parents didn't want them.
You mean they were abandoned children?
That's probably what this place is for, to most people in the area. A gruesome tradition indeed.
The parents could disavow their own flesh and blood like that. It's unconscionable. Even though we weren't his own flesh and blood, Gramps still took us in and raised us as his own.
Yeah, it's hard to even think about.
Hey, come on! Buck up!
That's right. You saved them in the end, didn't you? You did something good in the world.
Yeah.
What's gotten into you, Edna? You're being nice.
It's not like I can't admit when I'm wrong, you know. Unlike some people, I'm an adult.
Is that a fact?
A stone pillar. I wonder if it's related to the practice of human sacrifice.
Such a waste. Why would any seraph be pleased by the death of a human?
I wouldn't want the life of a foul human even if it were served up on a golden platter.
They go on about offerings and salvation and such, but really all these weaklings want is an escape.
Dying as an escape?
When the future seems bleak, sometimes death starts to look mighty attractive, especially in this age of chaos.
Yet, offering one's own life up in hopes of helping others could be considered the polar opposite of malevolence.
You're calling these sacrifices noble and pure?
Well, I don't mean to say that what they do is right, but...
Neither attitude is one I want to endorse, frankly.
And at the same time, you can't say either one is wrong, can you?
I guess that's the nature of reality. Complicated.
Look at that. A precarious perch indeed.
You see something?
There's a nest up on the cliff. I think I even see baby birds.
Probably a sylph eagle.
Even in the most inhospitable realm, life finds a way.
It's a struggle for them, to be sure. But the cliff face also functions like a castle wall, keeping the eaglets safe from predators. And the wind may beat at them constantly, but it also lifts their wings to reach splendid heights. If you're a sylph eagle, it might be far from the worst place to live. What?
Oh, I just thought it was nice. A friendly chat with you is so rare.
Just felt like it is all. Probably the wind's fault.
It's a fine wind. Without it, no eagle could soar.
Okay, I am not cool with the size of that rat!
It's a ruin. Rats happen.
They're a sign that you're doing real archaeology.
You're okay with rats?
Rats don't bark.
I don't care if they howl at the moon. I just want them to stay, rat-sized. That one just now? I swear, it could feed a family of 4 for a week.
Feed a family.
Rats are often carriers of disease. You ought not to rely on them as a source of nutrition.
It was a joke. Do I need to stick an asterisk on everything I say?
That's brilliant. If the ruins collapse and we're trapped inside, we can use rats as emergency rations.
I promise you it was a joke. I don't want to die of the rat shivers.
Let's just focus on not getting trapped in the ruins in the first place, all right?
Man, Zavid sure is hard to grasp.
Yeah, he's a real joker for a seraph.
It's nearly impossible to read his words or actions.
Lila, tell us what you know about him.
I don't know about that.
Zavid, the Hellion Hunter. Quite the hot topic lately. His purpose seems to be fighting the Hellions, but who really knows?
Edna, you knew him, didn't you?
Kinda. He comes by Rayfolk every once in a while. Not sure why, though.
So in the end, we only know that he's still a mysterious seraph.
By the way, Dezel, you and Zavid have a really similar fighting style. I wonder if that's some sort of clue as
The
to—
hell should I know? My skills are what I've honed for myself. That's all.
Okay.
Damn. Why does he get to me like that?
We're finally as high up as that weird-looking thing.
What could it be? It sure doesn't look like anything made by human hands.
Yeah. With that there, it starts to make sense how people came to worship this tower the way they do.
I doubt it. Ordinary humans could never make it up this high inside. It has to be the tower's outward appearance that caused it.
Who cares? The point is, we're nearly at the end, right?
I don't know about that.
I think we're maybe about halfway up.
Seriously?
You out of steam?
No, I'll be fine. Thanks.
I wasn't really worried or anything.
Bzzz. Fail.
Fail what?
Hey, Meebo, show an example.
What? Why me? And wait, example of what?
Bzzz. Lila.
Huh? Well, it's okay if you get lost. Just sit back and leave everything to the official Dezel Windrush. That distant cliff can be underfoot in the blink of an eye with the official Dezel Windrush. But wait, that's not all. Buy now and get this handy bonus Dezel absolutely free. A 500 gold value, free for this limited time offer.
Hey, only 500 gold? Wait. What the hell are you talking about?
That. You should have done that. Saved everyone all the trouble.
I don't... What?
Dezel's such a patient playmate. Look at him, putting up with all of Edna's nonsense.
Hey, as long as everyone's having fun.
Trust me, Dezel. I know how you feel. We worked so hard to obtain the spiritual powers and all, but there's no way of telling if we can really win.
That's reality. And there's always luck involved in battle as well.
I know that, but still.
But his domain is less of an obstacle now, thanks to the spiritual powers.
It might be a trap set by Kittybeard, though.
How about saying something a little more positive for once?
You know, precautions like these may determine the outcome of the battle.
Oh, the power to perceive the truth.
Ever the skeptic, aren't you?
We did gain some experience through the ordeal. Why don't you try saying something positive?
We need to trust them, Mikleo. Believe in yourself and your fellow comrades.
Don't get so worked up. I'll help you out.
Dezel.
Thanks. We're gonna be counting on you.
Don't mention it. You are helping me get my revenge after all.
All right, I've got everything in order.
What are you making?
A family tree of Rolance's royal family. This is everything I know thus far.
You sure are dedicated.
Well, things like this are important.
Let's take this as an opportunity to reassess our situation.
All right, Mikleo, take the lead.
Listen up. To start off with, the late Emperor Doran had 3 sons, Leon, Conan, and Light. Leon and Conan are both sons of the late Empress. That is to say, they are Her Royal Highness's sons. But they both passed away.
Both of them?
Apparently there was some sort of power struggle, but I don't know the exact details.
But anyways, the one who took the throne was Emperor Light at a very young age.
An emperor born from a concubine. The Empress must have been unhappy.
Especially since she's supposedly rather ambitious. That's why she adopted her nephew, so she could involve him in the next struggle for succession of the throne.
And so now the secretary on the Emperor's side is standing off against her.
Boy, sounds like a lot of drama.
The secretary seems to be reputed as a person of great integrity, but...
Isn't the secretary the one who hired the scattered bones to murder the Empress?
That's what gets me. Why did Rose accept that request? The royal family of Rowlands is supposed to be her ultimate foe. It's highly likely she's just being used.
In the end, the only ones who will suffer in this power struggle are the citizens of Rowlands. Doesn't that mean anything to the Empress? Could there be reason behind the request of the secretary? I think Rose took the job to find that out for herself.
Like she always has?
Yeah.
Don't forget that we're already involved in this, too.
I know. I'm glad you took the time to explain to us.
Then it was all worth it.
This thing sure is weird.
Is that the thing Zavid gave you? He said that it's a tool that shoots out power.
Yeah, and that's how he gets power to oppose the malevolence.
So, if you shoot yourself, you gain more power. If you shoot someone with it, you sever their ties with the malevolence. So it's kind of like a bow that only fires arrows of pure energy. Is that it?
These bullets have that kind of power?
Presumably.
And this is the last one, huh?
Looks like it. Assuming we can't figure out how to make more.
How about we take it apart and see if we can...
No way.
I know. We probably wouldn't know how to put it back together if we did that.
We need to treat it with care. It's obviously valuable.
An arrow of force.
You said you'd fill in for Dezel, right?
A man never goes back on his word. Well, unless it's with the ladies.
But can you really do it?
Oh ho ho! You doubt me, huh? Come on, you've seen what I can do.
Yeah, but only because you practically forced it on us.
I said I was sorry. Jeez.
We get how strong you are, but what about the spiritual power of wind? You don't have to go back and get it?
Not to worry. The shepherd takes those spiritual powers into his being. So there's nothing to worry about. Especially not with an able and handsome wind seraph like me.
All right, then.
I won't let you down.
I'll see to it you don't.
I'm a little surprised. You're quite knowledgeable about spiritual powers and shepherds.
Well, I am a well-experienced grown-ass man, after all. You know you can always count on me.
Somehow I'm not so sure that I can.
It looks like Heldolf wasn't in Glavend.
Indeed. Were he near us, we'd surely have felt the strength of his domain.
I guess we'll have to search somewhere else.
But we'll need at least some clue as to where he is.
Agreed. I hate wasting my time.
Hiding such a large amount of malevolence shouldn't exactly be an easy task.
Malevolence, huh? I remember feeling an unusually strong level of malevolence before.
When was that?
Right after we fought earlier. It was when we were heading back to Pendrago from the Guinevere Shrine.
So, maybe southwest of Pendrago?
All right, let's check it out.
You guys really gonna go on such a shot in the dark?
Sounds like it's worth a look.
We've got nothing to lose.
If this ends up being a waste of time, I swear I'll stab you.
Yeah, I'll keep that in mind. I know this is real sudden, but there's something I want to ask y'all so I can fit in a little better. Tell me your weaknesses.
Why would we tell you something like that?
Hey now, that's cold, Mick boy. I'll tell you mine to make it fair. On days when the temperature is low, I get cold.
Yeah, because you don't wear any clothes.
Oh, I see how it is. You want something juicier? Let me tell you something. If a girl starts crying, there's nothing I won't do for her.
Didn't need to know that, thanks.
You guys are tough customers. All right, try this one on for size. I'm strong against earth, but weak against fire.
We knew that.
That's no good either. Well, then here's a juicy tidbit that'll rock your world. As far as I can tell, from the waist up, Lila is...
This isn't even about weaknesses anymore.
Looks like you're fitting in just fine, I'd say. Why did she...
Rose, is the injury you got from him starting to hurt?
Oh, no, I'm totally fine. It's just really embarrassing for me to get hurt like that when being kept ransom.
No. What's really scary is that he would do such a thing without hesitation. And plus...
Simone's reaction.
Yes.
Her illusions are really something.
Her skills are quite unusual, but there's something even stranger about her.
You mean how she isn't affected by malevolence?
Yes. Or rather, how deeply she believes in him from the bottom of her heart.
But how could she? When she was shot, she was smiling. How could she trust him so?
Only she knows the answer.
But Simone has remained a seraph while following the will of Heldolf. That much is true.
So then what's really dangerous is how pure she actually is.
Pretty ironic.
Yeah. Look at that! All the way up here, even.
Get back, Rose!
It's a Hellion!
What are you talking about?
That! The red creature, get away from it!
Seriously? It's just a crab.
Just nothing. Look, that monster has 8 legs.
As crabs do.
And big, fearsome pincer claw things.
Very crab-like.
And it's got a pointy shell, and
And the little ones are running around blowing bubbles, and...
Definitely a crab.
for real?
For real. They're fairly common creatures of the sea.
And for the record, they're delicious.
You mean to say that this thing is all over the ocean?
Yeah, I had no idea. Ugh.
Seriously, your heads are full of the dumbest crap, and yet you've never heard of crabs?
Well, you might be the same if you lived your whole life in a mountain village.
A cactus with flowers.
It's a plant, so yeah. What did you expect?
I didn't know they bloomed. Their thorns are the more famous part.
Well, you know what they say. Every rose has its thorn.
That's plant racist, you know.
Plant racist?
Many plants have pretty flowers. A certain subset have thorns. Why do the roses get a proverb out of it? Pure arrogance is what it is. A rosaceous conspiracy to oppress all other flora.
Right. Okay, then can you think of a good cactus proverb?
Every cactus has its flower.
Jinx!
I should have tried harder.
Oh, Acis, Oasis, the very font of life. Goddess of the barren wastes, succor to the parched.
Surprise poetry reading?
Now, Mickey, my boy. Surely as a water seraph, you understand how precious water is in a place like this.
Well, sure, I guess, but...
Go on, Lila. I know you're just aching to plunge that smoldering fire seraph skin into the cool crystal depths.
I'll pass. Do enjoy your nice clean spring.
Then, Edna, come! It is only fitting that a seraph of the earth should join me as together we leap into this blessing from the land.
No wonder you're a wind seraph. Your situational awareness blows.
That one stung.
Then wash your tears in this very font of life.
Yes, I think I will.
A glowing mushroom. Nice.
Moist and gross, but points for otherworldliness.
But how strange. What causes it to glow?
I bet he'd know, if he were still here.
Hey! Why not ask your buddy Zavid?
What, you know the answer?
The famed glowing mushroom. And why, pray tell, does it glow so bright?
You don't know. The answer is you don't know, right?
Because it craves attention.
3 points. Out of 1,000.
Duh. But look, I'm not wrong, am I? A shy mushroom would never willingly stick out like that.
Over-explaining. 20-point penalty.
There's negative points?
We've got a mushroom of our own to brighten our path, don't we?
It seems we do.
That's a funny thing they've got here. A doll inside of a doll.
Oh? You see them a lot in the north. It's folk art.
You don't think... Maybe it's meant to symbolize the relationship between seraphim and humans?
Whoa, I wouldn't go overthinking it.
But look, they specifically chose this odd configuration. There has to be some meaning behind it, don't you think?
Undoubtedly. So what would you say it means then, having a human inside of a seraph?
Well, maybe it represents the distinct personality inside each seraph? No, hold on. Perhaps, in depicting a fanciful inverse of the typical seraph and human vessel relationship, it's meant to symbolize coexistence between the two. Zavid, is there anything inside the innermost doll?
Yes. Typically in the very core is a plum pit.
A plum pit? Yes, a symbol, of course. But of what? A pit is a seed, a sign of rebirth, perhaps? But then, why a plum? True, some bloom in the spring, but...
I'm starting to get why you like toying with our boy Mickey here.
I know, right? In some ways, he's even more pure than Saray.
Such rich philosophy. Very profound.
Come to think of it, I wonder how this monolith works. How do you think it activates the Earth in Historia?
Probably because this is an Earth Pulse nexus, don't you think?
Earth Pulse?
I'll let terror Firma herself do the explaining.
The Earth Pulse is a manifestation of the power of Mother Nature that permeates the Earth.
Exactly. Logren has been known for centuries as a spot where several branches of the Earth Pulse intersect.
If you're already such an expert, why call on me?
Because when you say it, it's that much more adorable.
Interesting.
So, the Earth in Historia is reacting to the Earth Pulse.
Could you repeat that in English for dumb bums like me?
Well,
Okay, let's say instead that there's all this water bubbling up here. Then the Earth in Historia would be like a water wheel. When the wheel goes round, it grinds out the record of history, just like it was milling grains.
Oh, okay. Makes sense to me. But then why are the Earth in Historia behaving like a water wheel?
Probably...
I told you. The Earth Pulse is the power of the Earth.
Oh, I see. So if Maltellus made the Earth in Historia, and he's using the Earth itself as his vessel...
then probably it's the force of his will that's making them do that.
All these white flowers surrounding a single red one.
Classy. Though I'd probably switch the colors were it up to me.
I wonder what makes this one red.
Maybe it's holding its breath?
That's almost impressively wrong.
Fine. Then go take a look yourself.
Not a bad idea. I bet there's something in the soil there affecting it.
Let us know what you find. Oh, and careful. That one feeds on blood.
That's something you say at the beginning of a conversation.
Mickey, my boy, it's pain what makes a man out of you.
If growing up means turning into a creature like you, I'll take a pass.
So the red comes from blood, huh? Just like me.
Huh? Just like you?
My name. Besides the modern meaning, in the old tongue, rose meant one who makes the blood flower bloom.
That's disturbing.
Remember this, my boy. Knowing what it is to fear a woman will also make a man out of you.
Hey, isn't this shaped like a fruit?
Don't say it. You know the cliché. That's the setup for it to show itself.
It's totally a footprint.
You go ahead and say it after I explicitly told you not to say it, cliché. Curses.
Is calling out cliches a cliche?
Whatever.
So do you think this pond really...
Was a footprint? Could be. Dragon, giant, big-footed hellion, who knows?
It looks awfully old, though. I doubt it's still in this area.
I'd rather it not be in any area, myself.
Looking at it, I'm just amazed all over again.
I think I know what you mean. How could a seraph transform into something the size of a hellion?
You know, I've a theory. We seraphim carry ambitions and desires the size of a dragon within us, and it's all we can do to keep them in check. If that emotion erupts all at once and produces a hellion, it's essentially our internal passions made manifest on this earth. Looking at it that way, the size of all the hellions we see starts to make sense, don't you think? Huh? Did I say something funny?
No. Actually, we were surprised at how normal you sounded just now.
Sorry.
Huh. The say something out of character and surprise everyone with how many layers you have, cliché.
Enough of that!
The poor thing.
Huh? Looks normal enough to me.
But the tree. Because of the ivy,
It's dead.
The ivy used the tree for its own growth. But in the process, it blocked the light and the tree withered and died.
Yes, that's kind of how nature works.
But it's so sad.
Oh. Wait, you're not thinking about how it goes between seraphim and shepherds, are you?
Yes,
Huh? How naive can you be?
I know it in my head, but...
You're a prime lord. You should be stronger than this.
Yes, I know.
If Saray withered and died, it'd be your fault.
Very much so.
Then why don't you switch up your metaphor? Be the tree instead, who selflessly supported her viney companion to the very end. The shepherd's a flower, and he needs you in order to bloom.
Yes. Huh?
She's trying to cheer you up, Lila.
Keep your footnotes out of my speech, thanks.
What a nice mirror!
It's beautiful. Opulent, but with an understated elegance.
Yeah, you can just imagine the kind of person who would own this.
For a relic like this to remain here untouched, this place must be entirely unlooted.
Yes, Saray, we know you only have one filter for everything.
I wonder if the person buried here is a woman.
Yes. She's probably the one who owned that mirror.
Oh. Oh, so this was a grave. I'll be putting this back.
That's probably best.
Hey, do seraphim show up in mirrors?
No. Well, usually not. But if we concentrate, we can make ourselves appear.
Wait, so you mean even people with no resonance can see seraphim that way?
Somehow, yes.
But that's great! You could use that to communicate with humans.
That might be difficult. It takes enormous amounts of concentration just to show up briefly. Anything beyond that is impossible.
No, that's a shame.
Huh, so that explains it. People always whisper about ghosts that only show up in mirrors. Those had to be seraphim.
Yes. Sometimes when we're putting makeup on, we accidentally focus way too hard and...
Putting on makeup?
Well, I mean, I am a girl.
Think this is all of the Earth in Historia?
But we're still missing something crucial. How did Heldalf end up that way?
Well, we know all too well what hardship he's been through.
Whoa there, Sheps. Don't tell me you're sympathizing with him.
Is it sympathy? I can't even tell.
Sheesh, Lila, this is cruel. I liked it better when he was a faceless bad guy. You can chop those to bits guilt-free.
I'm sorry.
But really, though, it's tough. How are we supposed to figure out the right thing to do?
Well, is Lila even telling Saray to find the right answer? Or...
Oh!
Zavid!
Dang, sorry.
So now what? Just standing around talking like this isn't gonna solve anything.
Let's go back to see Maven.
Right. He's probably organized his thoughts by now anyway.
The storyteller of time, huh?
Hmm?
You knew about Maven too?
Well, you know, he just seemed like a storyteller to me. And when I confronted him about it, it turned out my hunch was correct. That's all.
He's pretty well known as a storyteller, especially among seraphim who have been around for a while.
You could have told us about it, you know.
Well, it's also a taboo.
For both seraphim and humans.
But what does that entail?
Let's focus on collecting the Earth in Historia, Mikleo. Just hearing those stories probably isn't enough.
So when you see with your own eyes, you can figure out the truth behind the myth, huh?
That's what it's about. Isn't that right? I think I'm vaguely starting to get it. There's some connection between Heldalf and the shepherd who came before me.
I see. So Lila avoided speaking about it directly by asking Maven the storyteller to help her out. Ouch! Damn it, that's not what you use an umbrella for!
You have no idea how the mind of a lady works. Ouch! That hurts! Dang, what an ice queen. Ouch! Dang! She's not playing around!
Thanks, Zavid. We needed someone to break the tension.
Oh-ho! I think our Rose might be in love.
Don't get your hopes up.
Aww.
Think I'm feeling a bit tired today.
Yeah, there's no shortage of things we need to do.
Now we have the Earth in Historia and the storyteller to deal with as well. The world we live in is full of secrets and mystery.
I hear you. It's really frustrating being pushed around and intentionally kept in the dark like this.
Yeah, but isn't that kinda natural?
What do you mean?
Ain't nothing but secrets in the world of merchants. The market, guild rules, networks, conveyance routes, all kinds of things you can't say in bid riggings. Every day is a battle against secrecy.
I see. Yeah, you're right.
In our case, that secrecy is all over Maltellus and his past history.
Of course it is. I am a shepherd after all.
And you like it, don't you?
Of course.
He's not kidding.
Well, as long as you understand. Okay, let's keep up the never-ending battle against secrecy. Let's hurry to Logren. I'm sure the old man will be waiting for us there.
Quite rare that we're ever in the same place that Maven is.
For sure. I mean, he's an explorer and all.
Is there any real reason why, though?
You really need to ask?
Guess there's no point in worrying about it.
Yep. Like they say, fear is often greater than something.
Greater than danger, you mean?
look pretty bummed out by this.
Well, yeah.
I'm sorry. Sorry I'm not more bummed out myself, I mean.
You don't need to apologize for that.
Whenever a friend of mine is down, if I'm not feeling the same way, I always feel like maybe something's missing from me.
It's just like he said, Rose. There's nothing you need to apologize for. In fact,
Yeah. Sorry.
Huh?
If anything, we should be the ones sorry for making you worry so much.
we just need a little more time to get our feelings sorted out. We'll be fine. You can count on it.
Gotcha.
What a sad turn of affairs. There was more to it than just Heldolf and the shepherd Michael. So many factors converged to bring about that disaster.
What happened to that village was so ghastly, you can sort of see how Michael finally came to do what he did. But still, no one except maybe his closest friends ought to buy "I was in the depths of my despair" as an excuse.
Right. The actions he took that day changed the fates of millions.
That's true. It was his thoughtless curse of eternal solitude that paved the way for Kittybeard to become the Lord of Calamity. Without the curse, old Sourpuss never would have hated the world so much. Never would have wanted it to turn into a world of hellions.
You can't blame the people of Highlander Rollins for seeing him as a monster. But I get the sense that deep down, in his own misguided way, he just wants to bring peace to his country.
Some of the blame, too, has to go to the former shepherd for keeping secret the fact that he'd spirited Mautellus away. Because of that, folks who didn't know the true situation wound up desecrating the shrine and causing Mautellus to transform into a hellion.
That's right. If they'd only talked about it more openly, there might have been better understanding and cooperation.
It also looks like the former shepherd didn't really trust anyone other than his own flesh and blood. To those who believed in the shepherd, I can think of no greater wound.
True enough. He may have genuinely wanted every one of them to be happy. But if he never shared this desire with anyone, then...
Regardless of Michael's circumstances, it doesn't change the fact that what Heldolf did was unspeakably cruel. That he would toss strangers to the wolves just to further his own interests.
None of this comes down to black and white, that's for sure.
Well, Maven told us just to feel and experience what had happened. We'll go tell him what we felt.
So if we cut the tie between Mautellus and Heldolf, we'll be home free, right?
I'm not so sure about that. He's strong enough to use the earth itself as a vessel. Will that really be all that it takes?
Right. We'll probably have to purify all the malevolence attached to the land as well.
Is that right, Layla?
She sells seashells by the seashore. Yep.
She sells seashells by the seashore.
He's got to be doing that on purpose.
Originally, he was the one who would purify the land. His power was the blessing of the land itself.
Like a natural purification of sorts, huh?
Don't think that's gonna be enough this time.
Certainly the activities of the shepherds also contributed to the earth's natural purification from the outside.
But now it's just Saray, and no one else.
We need to have a plan of action before moving on. But all the same, we can't sit around brooding all day.
For sure.
Hey, Rose. You knew Maven from before, right? How did you guys meet?
One time when we were being pursued, he lent us a hand. He even showed us to a hideout without asking any questions.
You must be talking about Tintagel ruins.
Yep, but I never thought the inside would be like that. What? If you got something to say, spit it out.
I just thought that maybe he approached you because he knew you had high resonance. As in, like, he was out to gather information as a storyteller would.
Oh, that sort of stuff, huh?
That sort of stuff?
Yeah. Doesn't matter to me what he was after. He helped us out, and we had a lot of fun together. That's all that matters.
Do you think so, Saray? He might have had the same intent with reaching out to you, too.
Doesn't matter to me either. To me, Maven is just the man who taught me what it means to be an explorer.
Got a problem?
Hey, ease up. You guys are making me look like the bad guy here.
I wouldn't worry too much. You always were.
Give me a break.
So this thing was a tool used to defeat the Lord of Calamity.
Well, whatever it's for, with Mautellus and Heldolf all fused together, it stands a chance of working.
Zavid, did you willingly give it to Saray knowing that information?
Oh, snap, you got me figured out. Not. I just thought that'd be cool to say. It's like I told you, just a hunch. It's not like I'm some kind of prophet or whatever.
I mean, what exactly is this thing? How did you get it?
I just picked it up somewhere. Where, you ask? I forgot.
It's a little hard to swallow that it's just a coincidence, don't you think?
Well, believe it, don't believe it, whatever. That's how the world works.
All right. I won't ask anymore.
But sometimes, your will creates chances for certain things to happen. You want to know what they call that? Destiny.
Destiny, huh?
Well, in any case, it's yours now. How you use it is all up to you.
Whether what happens after you pull that trigger is coincidence or destiny.
Is up to me, huh?
I wonder if Rose is okay.
She's with Egil. I'm sure she'll be just fine.
You're right. But it's unfortunate that their feelings didn't reach Lunar.
Or maybe they did.
What do you mean?
I think Lunar wanted to deny the existence of things like families and comrades. And that was exactly why he was so attached to Rose and her compatriots.
He probably thought that if he acknowledged them, they would shun him. And so that's why he lived a life of solitude.
How ridiculous. What's wrong about relying on other people in times of...
That sort of concept isn't something you can just throw away easily. Especially if you've got a troubled past.
Everyone in the scattered bones carries their past with them. Like a sort of burden. Maybe he couldn't accept that.
If that's true, then I feel sorry for him. Saray, are you thinking about Alicia?
Yeah, I'm sure she's fine. But I can't stop thinking about Maltran's last words.
You're soft to the core, aren't you? Of all your flaws, that might be what I hate about you the most.
Yeah, it probably cut her to the core.
Especially coming from her master, whom she's trusted for over 10 years now.
Let me tell you youngsters something. Don't ever take a lady's word at face value.
So you mean there's some hidden meaning behind it?
Who knows? I've been around for 1,000 years and still can't figure out women. But 10 years is too long of a time to maintain a relationship with some crafty scheme.
Are you saying that Maltran actually did have some affection for Alicia?
Hatred is one form of love, you know. But who knows how she really felt.
That may be true, but still.
It's so complicated.
Understanding the complexity is the first step. Anyways, I wouldn't worry about it too much. Women are strong. Stronger than most men even realize.
Maltran said something about Alicia serving two purposes for her. What do you think the other one was?
If I had to guess,
Judging from what we know of the aims of the Lord of Calamity,
She was to be a tool to stain Saray with malevolence.
most likely by killing her, though we avoided it at the last minute.
How could anyone be so...
Hey, maybe it was just that she got off on the academic thrills of teaching swordplay to an eager pupil.
You're the worst, Zavid.
Go die, like right now.
I'm going to glare ... at you right now so hard!
Well, excuse me for trying to ease the tension.
Lila, those dragons used to be seraphim, right?
Yes. They were likely seraphim of considerable power. Most likely, he captured them and shut them away in an area where malevolence is likely to gather. Like a battlefield, for example.
As a sacrifice.
A battlefield is like a microcosm of our world. All kinds of emotions spiral and whirl about in a place like that.
You mean like fear and hatred? The kind of emotions that would beget dragons.
Those aren't the only ones. There's also bravery. The bravery needed to stand up against the dragons. And that's something you invoked.
Then I can't give up yet. Not as long as there's still hope. I'll just have to believe. Both in Sergei and in the world that humans live in.
Indeed. And we will believe in you.
Boy, he didn't waste any time turning her down. Right there in front of him, the perfect date. No wonder girls don't dig shepherds.
Well, what can you do?
Yes, we're talking about Saray after all.
Seriously.
There you have it.
Well, that's unpleasant.
Quite.
Did someone forget something here?
Oh, how should I...
Saray, look around you. What do you see?
Well, it looks like a slime alien lair, so... Oh!
Yep. The owner of this junk got gobbled up.
But why did they leave this stuff untouched?
Picky eaters, no doubt.
You joke, but there may be some truth to it. Slime hellions are a massive ego and greed, after all.
No time to mourn the departed. Don't forget, we're also here in their lair. You don't want to blink and find yourself staring at the inside of a slime stomach.
You're right. I'll be careful.
I bet you'd make an attractive morsel, Zavid. The slimes would barely have anything to spit out.
I get that a lot. Zavid, you're only an egg or two away from being a delicious omelet.
That's odd. This area isn't supposed to have any wild horses.
It's not?
Yeah, the sparrow feathers pass through here all the time, but I've never seen any before.
Couldn't they be former war horses?
Oh, there you go. That explains it. They must have gotten separated. Stupid armies, clean up after yourselves at least.
I wonder which country's horses they are.
Who knows? Might be both.
Making their peace as fellow strays?
Would that surprise you? It's not like the horses have any reason to fight.
Just like people, horses too run from the terrors of war.
Technically, they gallop.
Are they okay to live like that?
Why not? The malevolence of the battlefield is long gone. The main danger is past.
The main danger, you mean?
No, I do not.
Whoa!
That foxtail is huge!
Oh, we should harvest a couple pounds of it. It looks quite tasty.
Ew, not sure about that.
No, just brown it and add water, oil, maybe some red wine. Simmer over low heat.
Lila?
Add in some, onions, carrots, tomatoes, potatoes. Cover it. Let it sit for 3 hours.
Yes, we get it. Foxtail soup. Like oxtail soup. Ugh. Are you quite satisfied?
Yes, thank you very much.
Honestly, how can someone like you even be Prime Lord?
You have to be cunning, like a foxtail.
I'll kick your foxtail.
Seems like Lila's the fox and we're the hen house.
Well, you can't blame the fox. Not when it's handed such a tasty meal.
You're not worried about Alicia and the others?
Not at all. Sergei and Lucas are with her.
Our next destination is Alicia.
Yeah, there should be a passage that leads to Camlon where Maltellus is waiting.
What are we gonna tell Gramps?
Let's just not tell him.
Saray!
There's no need. It's not like we'll never see him again.
You're right. Let's do this.
Looks like our dear Purple Petunia is worried.
Saray has most likely grown a lot stronger than she anticipated.
Yeah, she knows that no matter what she does, Saray will brush it right off. It's got her quivering in her dainty little shoes.
But a cornered dog is likely to bite. If it comes down to her last resort, do you think Saray can really just brush it off? It worries me.
Well, we just won't let it get to that. Simple enough, right?
Yes.
He shouldn't have to know how it feels. Not even if he thinks he's ready for it.
Edna.
Looks like our Edna's in serious mode.
Looks like our Zavid's pretty serious mode himself. For once.
That's a good thing, Zavid. Please make serious mode your default from now on.
Oh, I can't refuse the request of such a pretty lady. Just watch, I'll be serious. Lee in love. Hey, you married? Would you like to be?
Lila, you idiot. He would have stayed that way if you'd just left him alone.
I'm sorry.
Well, doesn't he look scary?
It's probably the enshrined god of the Mount Mabinogio ruins. I couldn't tell you its name, but...
This is Zenris.
What? You mean Gramps?
Long ago, people worshipped Zenris as the god of thunder, the deity encompassing both severity and grace.
Oh, so that whole time, what we grew up playing and exploring in was...
Gramps' shrine.
Oh, hey, we saw this before, in the Earthen Historia.
Michael's house. And Muse lived here too, right?
Yeah, I guess that means I was here myself, as a human baby.
So that makes Camlon your hometown, huh?
It's yours as well, isn't it?
I suppose. But I don't feel anything toward it.
It's just one of those historical technicalities.
I can't think of my hometown as anywhere but Elysia.
Yeah, same.
You and me. Elysians now and forever.
Now and forever. This stone monument looks pretty new.
It says something here. Let this be the beginning.
A monument commemorating the establishment of Camlon?
The beginning of what, I wonder? Michael had just quit being a shepherd.
The beginning of a normal life with his family, I suspect.
And also, maybe, the first step toward a world without malevolence.
So Camlon's name, the Origin Village, it probably didn't initially mean the origin of the Age of Chaos.
He meant it to instill hope.
Michael.
There's still a chance, Lila. We can make Camlon the origin of hope again.
By bringing a close to the Age of Chaos.
Indeed.
The crest of Maltellus?
No, wait. Something's off. It's...
This is the crest of Innominat.
Innominat? Who's that?
A rather enigmatic seraph who only comes up in the oldest texts.
He was one of the 5 lords, before Maltellus.
a lord before Maltellus. Do the 5 lords switch in and out?
Everything comes and goes, without exception. Right now, those who worship Maltellus vastly outnumber adherents of the other 4 lords. Tomorrow, it may be the opposite.
I see. I guess that makes sense.
So this was a shrine to Innominat.
It looks like it. Let's go.
Yeah.
Wow, usually they can't help but go on and on about this stuff.
Lila, maybe we ought to...
Huh?
No, moving on.
Right. Come on, guys.
Yeah.
Yes.
Saray, take a look. Ritual swords.
Yeah. Looks like this place had something to do with shepherds after all.
There used to be a great many shepherds. If only some of them were still walking this earth.
Right. But history is history, and it's put us here now. You, me, everyone.
True enough. And don't forget, every moment we live is also part of history.
Then we better do what we can not to disappoint our future selves.
Yep. After all, the future's filled with jerks like me who hold the past to an impossible standard.
Ha! Criticize this, you jerks.
You know, I can't help but feel sorry for Simone. She must have been having a hard time coping with her burdens.
To the point that she couldn't find meaning in her life until she started working for Heldolf.
And with such tremendous powers, too. It's a real shame she couldn't believe in herself.
She could have killed us with those powers of hers. I wonder if Heldolf ordered her not to.
But more than that, I'm wondering if she could have killed us. Her powers went beyond the typical domain of seraphic arts. They felt more special.
Oh, you mean like from an oath?
An oath she took not to kill anybody.
Humans, seraphim, hellions, whatever she's up against, she can do anything and everything but kill them. Feels like it means something, and at the same time, it doesn't.
But at the end, it felt like she was genuinely going all out on us.
That's how much she wanted to kill us. Even if it meant breaking her oath, losing her powers, and defying her feline overseer.
Yes. If she hadn't been hampered by the concentration of malevolence in this area, we were very lucky.
She hated me that much.
The amount of malevolence here is just crazy. If Saray wasn't here, we'd all be dragons by now.
Is Maltellus emitting it, or is it flowing into Maltellus? In either case, the malevolence here is definitely what turned Maltellus into a Hellion.
The heart of the malevolence seems to be in the back of the village, and there we should find...
Heldolf and Maltellus.
Let's go!
The Hellions in this region are incredibly strong. You must be careful.
I will. You guys do the same.
We got this! Never underestimate the shepherd's posse! Where the hell is this?
This is incredible.
It defies all reason.
The massive amount of malevolence must be behind this warped scenery.
And so that's why the landscape here is so out of this world?
If there is a hell, I wonder if it's like this.
Says the person who's actually been to it.
I told you I'd tell you all about it when I see it, ladies, and I have a feeling I won't be waiting long.
Glad to see everyone still got the energy to joke around at least.
They're the same as ever, that's for sure.
I don't think you guys can be the ones to say that.
Oh, yeah? Well, then how about a guy like me?
Very reassuring.
Yeah, really. The heck? Is this some kind of seed, maybe?
It sure looks curious. Have you ever seen anything like it?
Not that I can think of. We see lots of exotic merchandise, but nothing like this.
Could it be that it washed up here from across the sea?
Across the sea?
A far-off land with weird alien trees dropping weird alien seeds left and right? Must be cool to have an imagination like yours.
The world can be stranger and more wonderful than you think. Just look at this mystery seed. Heck, just look where we're standing. Isn't it weird? Isn't it awesome?
You've got a point. I happily yield.
A land beyond the sea, huh? I like the sound of that.
Yeah, I'd like to make it there. Someday. Mikleo, what do you think it means?
The king was handing a sword over. Pretty clear that it was some formal military ceremony. And I imagine the person receiving the sword was a general.
The uniform would suggest a general of the Roland's Empire. It's hard to say exactly when this took place, though.
Whoever he was, he sure looked like a hero.
But what does it mean? It's not like that's a particularly uncommon type of scene, historically speaking.
If we could see more, we might get a better idea as to why this scene showed up.
Do you think there are any more?
I don't know, but let's try to find them. I mean, hidden glimpses of history? How cool is that? Was the author of the Celestial Record a village chief? It looked like he was founding a village or something. Hey, Mikleo, I was wondering, you don't suppose he was a shepherd? If the shepherd was the one who wrote the Celestial Record, a lot of things start to make sense, and... Mikleo?
Oh, sorry. What did you just say?
Whoa, I've never seen you space out like that. You feeling okay?
Oh no, poor Cicleo.
Nice.
Not nice.
No, but seriously, you all right? Should we sit down for a bit?
I'm fine. I just got caught up in my thoughts. For some reason.
What was that? It looked like a monster.
It's the Earth in Historia. It records events from the past.
Is this a record of wars throughout the world?
So that guy, Heldolf, he's using those wars as crucibles to breed more malevolence.
He pits Hellions against each other in order to increase their strength and ferocity.
Disgusting.
His heart is surely sunk in the depths of darkness.
That's the truth of the Lord of Calamity. So I guess that means that general guy was exiled? From the army? From his country?
Maybe he lost a war? Just a thought.
Once there'd been huge crowds cheering for him. And now...
It makes me wonder, there was no one at all he could turn to?
That's par for the course for humans.
What was that all about?
They've started interfering, I suppose. Heldolf's followers are causing mischief in human society.
To create malevolence?
Sounds connected to what we saw earlier.
Right. He was taking advantage of wars to produce Hellions.
So he's trying to start another war.
But this is a record of the past. That war is probably well underway.
He's deceiving everyone.
Not quite. I'm sure there are those who have joined hands with him of their own free will.
How could they?
Unfortunately, we can't rule out the possibility.
What was that all about?
They've started interfering, I suppose. Heldolf's followers are causing mischief in human society.
To create malevolence?
Sounds connected to what we saw earlier.
Right. He was taking advantage of wars to produce Hellions.
So he's trying to start another war.
But this is a record of the past. That war is probably well underway.
He's deceiving everyone.
That's the charitable interpretation, but it could very well be that some folks are intentionally assisting him.
How could they?
Unfortunately, we can't rule out the possibility.
He beat the dragon in one hit!
And a fully materialized one at that.
What tremendous power!
You saw that mass of malevolence at his back. The Hellion possessing him is far beyond anything we've ever fought.
Yeah, I'll definitely need to get stronger.
That's your reaction? I don't know whether to be worried or relieved.
He beat the dragon in one hit!
And a fully materialized one at that.
What tremendous power!
Dang. Just look at how much malevolence is swarming around him. Gets me itching for action.
Yeah, I'll definitely need to get stronger.
That's your reaction? I don't know whether to be worried or relieved.
That man. He was a former shepherd, wasn't he?
Yes.
I see. He seemed like a pretty laid-back fellow.
Unlike certain other shepherds.
Shut up.
Well, there's one more thing we learned.
Yeah, let's go on to the next one.
Huh?
Wait, you're not gonna ask her for more details? Wouldn't it be crazy useful to get info on your predecessor?
There's a reason why Lila never mentioned it, don't you think?
We know that much at least.
Saray. Mikleo.
But that reason just might be the key to all our problems. You better hope you don't regret it later.
They may be kids, but they're not as immature as you'd think.
Was that a marriage ceremony? And there were a whole bunch of shepherds there too.
It looked like it took place at the shrine church in Pendrago, and that was Maltellus's crest.
Was his prime lord Maltellus?
Please excuse me for a moment.
Uh-oh, she took off. Almost like you were picking on her.
We didn't mean for her to leave.
I know.
Well, judging from circumstantial evidence, I'd say there's a major chance that Maltellus is mixed up in this somehow.
Yeah. For that many shepherds to exist at once, you'd need a power on par with the 5 lords.
Yeah, but let's leave the speculation at that for now.
So long as we're gabbing about it, Lila's stuck in there.
Oops, sorry, I forgot.
Was that a marriage ceremony? And there were a whole bunch of shepherds there too.
It looked like it took place at the shrine church in Pendrago, and that was Maltellus's crest.
Was his prime lord Maltellus?
Please excuse me for a moment.
Uh-oh, she took off. Almost like you were picking on her.
We didn't mean for her to leave.
I know.
Well, either way, the bottom line is it looks like our boy Maltellus is wrapped up in this somehow.
Yeah. For that many shepherds to exist at once, you'd need a power on par with the 5 lords.
Yeah, but let's leave the speculation at that for now.
So long as we're gabbing about it, Lila's stuck in there.
Oops, sorry, I forgot.
Wow, I never knew there were once so many shepherds, all using their purification powers on Hellions.
So the question is, why and how did they disappear?
What do you think?
If the existence of so many shepherds depended on Maltellus, then...
When Maltellus disappeared, so did all of them.
Isn't it too early to jump to conclusions?
Well, what other possibilities are there?
Maybe humans abandoned their faith in Seraphim to the extent that shepherds just ceased to exist.
Perhaps the large crowd of shepherds we saw was just a historical anomaly.
Maybe only people like Saray can be shepherds, and there's just fewer nice guys in the world these days.
Huh, so there's plenty of other possibilities.
I guess that means we have to keep collecting information.
Yes, if you do that, you will surely arrive at your answer.
Wow, I never knew there were once so many shepherds, all using their purification powers on Hellions.
So the question is, why and how did they disappear?
What do you think?
If the existence of so many shepherds depended on Maltellus, then...
When Maltellus disappeared, so did all of them.
Isn't it too early to jump to conclusions?
Well, what other possibilities are there?
Maybe humans abandoned their faith in Seraphim to the extent that shepherds just ceased to exist.
Who knows? Maybe a monster crawled out of the ground and gobbled them all up.
Maybe only people like Saray can be shepherds, and there's just fewer nice guys in the world these days.
Huh. So there's plenty of other possibilities.
I guess that means we have to keep collecting information.
Yes, if you do that, you will surely arrive at your answer.
That was killer, Lila. You were in perfect harmony.
He was quite skilled despite his youth.
Yeah. Compared to him.
You've still got a long way to go.
Lila, I wish I could go on a journey like that with you.
Saray.
Excuse you, Saray.
Huh?
Yes, this journey now is every bit as enjoyable as it was back then. Thanks to everyone here.
That was killer, Lila. You were in perfect harmony.
Man, I'm actually a bit jealous.
Yeah. Compared to him.
You've still got a long way to go.
Lila, I wish I could go on a journey like that with you.
Saray.
Excuse you, Saray.
Huh?
Yes, this journey now is every bit as enjoyable as it was back then. Thanks to everyone here.
What just happened?
It was like people in his family just died.
Looks like it. Pretty much all of them, one after another.
It couldn't have been coincidence.
Were they murdered? Hey, isn't this the guy from the Earth and Historia?
The first captain of the Platinum Knights, General Georg Heldolf.
Heldolf!
And this was painted over 20 years ago.
He would definitely show up in the Earth and Historia.
So this is Heldolf.
So this is the true face of the Lord of Calamity? For real?
I don't know. He just looked like a big lion-headed hellion to us. But Lila said that the Earth and Historia would be the guidepost to lead us to the Lord of Calamity.
And the human mentioned there was Heldolf. It would make sense that they're one and the same.
Huh. Yeah, I can see that. Makes him look like a pretty distinguished gentleman, actually.
Yeah. He looks maybe the same age as our dads, don't you think?
Or at least, that's how old he was 20-ish years ago.
Looks like he was the first captain of the Knights.
To hang his portrait like this, he must command a lot of respect from Sergei and the rest of the Knights.
Saray?
I'm okay. It just sank in for me. The Lord of Calamity isn't some faceless monster. He's a human being. Just like me.
What was that? That baby!
That can't be real, can it, Lila? How could anything like that happen?
The Earth and Historia record the events of the past.
So, that really happened?
And it wasn't just some random tragedy. You couldn't do something like that without using seraphic arts.
You mean a Hellion or Seraph used an art on humans?
Most likely for revenge.
Pretty disturbing art. Nah, more like pretty disturbing art user.
But his family had nothing to do with this.
Maybe the goal was to rob him of his purpose in life. Way more brutal than just walking up and killing him.
But surely no one deserves that kind of treatment, no matter what they've done. He tried to kill himself so many times.
And yet, in the end, none of it worked.
But wait, that's weird. You'd think at least one of them would have stuck.
He probably wasn't serious about it.
He sure as heck looked serious about it.
Yeah. It really felt like he wanted nothing more than to die.
I'm guessing this isn't a coincidence either?
Hard to say.
The more we learn, the more mysteries we find.
That's pretty much how the world works.
And that was the moment that Heldolf, the Lord of Calamity, was born.
He was a human being once. Just like us. Unbelievable as it is.
Yes, he may have been a cold military leader, but he had genuine love for his family.
How could someone like him turn into the Lord of Calamity?
Well, he did lose his family.
I don't know. It felt like more than anything that happened to him, the transformation was born of his own resolve.
Could be.
It's probably not anything we can ever truly understand. But I can tell this much. Heldalf finally gave up. He couldn't fight back any longer.